Salvete omnes, this is I'm Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Super Luigi Land. In the last episode, we finished Sugar Snowfield, and honestly, for being an ice world and World 7, it really wasn't that bad. One level aside, of course, bad fishy. So, it is time for the final world. And I don't know what this music is from, but seems pretty decent, and I think is this the first time she's used a sample track in this hack? Of course, that does raise the question of why the porter or composer decided to add custom samples, but not replace the one for the vanilla guitar, which I think is the worst sample in the game. Anyway, it is Koopa Krater, spelled with a K, because I guess Bowser's taking a leaf out of K. Rool's book this time. Yeah, World 8, Lava World, standard Bowser-y thing. Let's go. We have Dino Rhinos and Dino Torches. This isn't the only level we've seen these in, is it? Ow. Got me even after I defeated it. There's an enemy that was underrepresented in the original game. Exclusive to Chocolate Island, and like what, just the first two levels? And we also have fire bars, and when those are outside of a castle, you know that's a bad sign. They were in World 7 of the last levels. Okay, I don't see any shells around, so I guess I have to shoot it. See how you like having fireballs thrown at you. Music in this level, I would assume it's a custom arrangement. Seems like a remix of, Fire Spitting Piranha Plants, which I forget if we've seen before too. Seems to be like, well, never mind, because lava hurts. That was a nice start. Not. Yeah, it seems to be a remix and or medley of a few different Bowser themes from different games. The Super Mario Bros. 3 airship theme, which I guess isn't really Bowser's theme, but it fits. And I think a little of the one from original Super Mario World, and probably at least one game that I've never actually played on here, like Super Mario 64 or something. So we didn't hit the midway point, so we're still in the running for the A coins. Well, that must have been the Dino Torch. I was thinking, what was spitting flame back there, but yeah, we'd almost reached the midway point. At least fire is one of those themes that is relatively easy to find enemies for compared to certain other level types and themes. Ow. I'm honestly surprised that the Venus fire traps aren't all spitting 2 fireballs at this point in the game. I mean, in Super Mario Bros. 3, they only spit 1 in World 1, and it was 2 for the entire rest of the game. I actually haven't seen that many Piranha Plant variants in this game. Those things are speedy enough that it can be a little bit tricky to land hits on them sometimes. Yeah, there are the Ice Venus fire traps in World 7. And I think that was it. Like, none of the fancy modern ones? I don't know. Anyway, that's that level. Only died once, which I suppose is something for the last world. And also got a bonus game. We're at 60 lives, and we have a 1 in 5 chance of making it to 61. If not, well... wrong button. Cape, which I think is the only time we've actually gotten one of those so far. Moving on to 8-2. There are no secret exits to worry about in this world. I double-checked the map. Now there's an atmosphere that's pretty neat. We have the Volcano Valley Act 1 from Sonic 3D something, or I forget exactly what the game's called. Sonic 3D Blast? One of those where I'm really only familiar with it because of music that was ported by people, in this case Gamma V herself. And honestly, this is one of those rare ports that I think is better than the original. Not that Super Mario World Sound Font is really an improvement over the Genesis's, but yeah, we have that lava waterfall. Hey, we get a cape in this level too. Lava waterfall, mountainy background. We have little particles of like volcanic ash and fiery stuff. Even has some color math on it. And yeah, Fire Brothers, Boomerang Brothers, Podoboos, another enemy that, when placed outside of a castle, typically signifies trouble. And Chain Chomps, which it's the first time we've seen these, and those are one of those enemies that are a lot more dangerous than their original game would have you believe. They were only in, what, just 2.5? Yeah, they're kind of random enough to be a problem. So yeah, much more fitting for a World 8 level than 2. That was dangerous, jumping right in between those two spinies with the low ceiling, but it worked. Incidentally, one behavior that I'm pretty sure I mentioned during... Ow. At least one of them had to get me. During my Super Mario Bros. 3 LP, during 2.5, one behavior of the originals that I highly doubt the custom sprite version has is if they tug on their chain enough times, they'll actually break free and go rampaging around. Like I said, that seems like a behavior that's probably obscure enough that I doubt whoever made the sprite actually programmed it in. Anyway, that went pretty smoothly. Couple of knocks, but nothing we can't handle. So moving on to 8.3. Spoopy. And now we have dry bones coming out of blocks. And dry bones reanimating, I guess you could say. I forget if we've seen those in another level. Also, boo blocks. Interesting. Was not paying attention to where I was going. Interesting idea using them to block passages like that instead of platforms. I expect they'll be needed for something. And the fire spitting boos are back. Well, it's only fitting. Ow. Yeah, gonna power back up. Thanks, Wall Jump, for saving me from imminent doom. That's a rather tricky jump. Hey, if I could actually start looking where I'm going, that would be good. Okay, so we have a cape and a level transition. What's going on in the second half? Ow. Jumping right into enemies, that's what. It's a fishing boo, except it's a fishing dry bones. And this thing is still just as random as ever. Right up there with Volcano Lotuses and Pitching Chucks as far as enemies that get abused in hacks, and probably the only reason it isn't more infamous than it is because you don't see it much outside of Ghost House type of settings. Yeep. Don't know how I didn't get hit there, but... yeah, I don't know what makes up the programming of... yeah, about what I thought. And the level's not over yet. But now it is. And we missed an A-coin somewhere. If it was during the fishing boost section, it better not have been on a climbable vine. Yeah, I don't know where that one would have been. Seems like we've been missing more A-coins due to just not finding them rather than not bothering to get them lately. Well, that's interesting. She swapped the graphics of the bridge so they look more like a bone structure here. So Koopa Krater 4. I predict more lava. And hey, we even have a glowing foreground gradient here. What am I doing? You can't jump on those things. Maybe I was just thinking, oh, I need to jump up to that platform and get the coins. So yeah, more Volcano Valley and Sparkies. Funny enough, I think the Super Mario World version of that enemy actually does have a different name from the Super Mario Bros. 2 ones. At least the game says it differently. Wait a minute, what? Was that a black outline or silhouette of the mushroom? Interesting. Okay, what's the best way to go about this? Pretty sure Volcano Lotus's hitbox is actually only one tile, so you can stand like right next to them there without taking damage. That seemed a lot easier than trying to jump to the bottom platform. Double Volcano Lotus for double the fun. And why is that one only shooting one? There are 8 sprite slots that... That was bad. Cape. Yeah, it should be possible to have 8 Volcano Lotus projectiles on the screen at once, so I don't know what that one was doing. Dang. Near miss. And I'm surprised at how quickly we were running out of time on this one. Haven't gotten any super high scores in World 8, but I've been getting solid mid-range ones, so I'm happy with that. Can't complain about a 26, right? Koopa Krater 5. And it's Barrel Volcano port time. Also underground level time. And fire pillars. Oh, those had to show up sooner or later, right? I don't remember what even inspired me to make that sprite, but they seem to be an unexpected hit. Also fire pillars in conjunction with donut lifts and lava pools. And fire snakes. Which are smaller than usual? Huh. Don't those normally have 5 sections instead of just 3? Ow. Well, body sections specifically. I don't think she'd hide any bonus areas and pipes that have fire pillars coming out of them, but it's possible. I always did like the music for Barrel Volcano. Whoa. I can't believe I got out of that unscathed, but I'll take it. Like, I feel like the dungeon itself wasn't terribly remarkable, aside from the thing it did with the boss fights at the end. But then again, a lot of fire levels have good music. Also, without the cape, that would be a tricky jump. Anything onto one-tile-wide platforms usually is. At least in Mario games. In Mega Man, it's not such a big deal. Yeah, now these are the full-on fire snakes that we've come to know and love. It's actually been a while since I've seen a bonus room. And we have Paradry Bones, which I think were in one other level. Let me guess, I missed an A-coin again. Dang it. I don't know why I'm missing stuff. Because I thought I was checking the pipes. I got a 40 that time. Who needs bonus rooms when you have bonus stars? And another cape. We don't get any capes in this thing for the rest of the game, and then we get 2 in a row. Funny how probability works like that, isn't it? So, let's go to the fortress. There's a sign. The flames moving across the floor will knock you out instantly. Oh dear. We have insta-kill hazards. And rather speedy ones at that. Fire-spitting statues. So do the statues themselves hurt you? Yes, they do. At least those things are easy to jump over now, but I expect that'll change. Well, I don't know what's in that turn block, and... Oh, actually, I guess you probably just made it not a donut lift because it would look weird for the statue to be sticking out of midair if you made the donut lift fall. Ow. Oh, wow, and they bypass invincibility frames, too. That's nasty. What? Why did it turn around? Instant death flames 2, Luigi 0 so far. Yeep. Okay, now I'm not sure if I want to get that... Yeep! Oh, come on. Now I'm not sure if I want to get that A-coin because it could just abruptly change direction on me. Lost all the lives we gained from the last 5 levels. Oh, but you can spin jump on them, that's good to know. I will have to keep that in mind. Okay, so those spit 2 flames. And you can knock those things out with blocks, which I forgot if we saw before. Okay, nothing in those blocks. Yeah, at this point I'll take the cape. But it still won't protect me from the death flames. Yeep. Warn a guy before you start doing things like that. Why exactly did these have to be instant death anyway? So now we're screwed out of getting the A-coins, which I didn't particularly want to happen at this stage of the game, but whatever. Okay, wait for it. Oh, landed on the platform when I didn't mean to. Dang it! Gotta love those enemies that are harder to avoid than they look like they should be. If they didn't just randomly switch direction on you every so often, it'd be okay. Okay. Just don't add random behavior to things that can insta-kill you. Just don't. Anyway, there's the boss door. It's Boom Boom. Oh, with fire pillars. I see how this works. Alright, there we go. So I think that's a good stopping point. We did 5 regular levels and the fortress, and all we have left is this airship, Bowser's Castle, and 1 level in between them. So I will see you next time for, well, beating Bowser in his castle and all that. Standard World 8 stuff or Final World stuff, whatever. Yeah.